Welcome to my channel. Alright, so if you've been even remotely paying attention to the compact SUV world, you already know this is a big one. Subaru has finally pulled the curtain back on the 2026 Crosstrek, and honestly, this feels like one of those turning point moments. The kind where sedans quietly pack their bags, old-school Japanese SUVs take a bow, and Subaru says, yeah, this is the future now. When I first saw it, the immediate reaction was, okay, this is still unmistakably a Crosstrek, but it's grown up. The stance is wider, more confident, and it just looks tougher without trying too hard. The front end is sharper, the grille has more presence, and those redesigned headlights give it a more modern, almost aggressive look. It's not flashy for the sake of being flashy, but it definitely looks like it belongs in 2026 instead of just being a mild refresh. Even the rear got some love, with cleaner lines and taillights that make the whole thing feel more planted on the road. But let's talk about the thing everyone's been waiting for. Yes, Subaru finally leaned harder into hybrid power. And before you panic, this isn't some overcomplicated science project setup. Subaru kept it simple and practical. The new hybrid system is designed to boost fuel efficiency without killing the Crosstrek's personality. You still get that familiar Subaru feel, but now with better mileage and smoother power delivery, especially around town. For commuters who don't want to give up all-wheel drive or weekend adventures, this is huge. And the best part? Subaru didn't forget what made the Crosstrek popular in the first place. This thing is still very much built for dirt roads, snow, trails, and all the stuff that sedans just can't handle anymore. Ground clearance remains one of the best in the segment, and the updated all-wheel drive system feels smarter and quicker to react. Whether it's rain, gravel, or snow, the Crosstrek still has that go-anywhere, don't-overthink-it vibe that Subaru fans love. There's also a noticeable improvement in how refined it feels. Past Crosstreks were great, but let's be honest, they could feel a little rough around the edges. The 2026 model smooths that out. The ride is quieter, the suspension feels more composed, and it's just more comfortable on longer drives. You can tell Subaru is trying to appeal not just to hardcore outdoorsy types, but also to people who just want a reliable, comfortable daily driver that doesn't feel boring. Step inside and the upgrades are immediately obvious. The new infotainment screen is larger, faster, and way more intuitive than before. Apple CarPlay and Android Auto are seamless now, and you don't feel like you're fighting the system just to change a song or pull up navigation. The materials feel better too, more soft-touch surfaces, nicer textures, and an overall layout that feels clean and modern without being overwhelming. The seats are more supportive, especially if you're spending hours behind the wheel, and there's more usable space than you'd expect. Subaru did a good job maximizing cargo room without making the vehicle feel bulky. Whether it's groceries, camping gear, or a muddy mountain bike, the Crosstrek still handles it without breaking a sweat. Safety is another area where Subaru continues to flex. The latest driver assist features are baked in, not locked behind expensive trims, and they actually feel helpful instead of annoying. Things like adaptive cruise control and lane assistance work smoothly in the background, making everyday driving easier without constantly yelling at you. Now let's talk about money, because this is where the Crosstrek really starts making sedans nervous. Subaru hasn't gone crazy with pricing. While the 2026 model is a bit more expensive than older versions, it still undercuts a lot of competitors when you factor in all-wheel drive and the new hybrid tech. For what you're getting, it feels like a solid value, especially compared to compact sedans that cost nearly the same but offer way less versatility. And when you compare it to past Crosstreks, the evolution is obvious. Earlier models were charming but simple. The 2026 version feels confident, polished, and purpose-built for modern drivers. It's no longer just the outdoorsy alternative. It's a legitimate main vehicle for people who want one car that does everything. This is also where the goodbye sedans argument really starts to make sense. Why choose a low-slung car with limited space and no all-wheel drive when something like the Crosstrek exists? You get better visibility, more capability, improved fuel efficiency thanks to the hybrid system, and the freedom to go off the pavement whenever you feel like it.
As for old Japanese SUVs, this feels like Subaru quietly saying, we respect the past, but we're moving forward. The Crosstrek keeps the rugged DNA, but updates it for a world that wants efficiency, tech, and comfort without sacrificing reliability. So yeah, the 2026 Subaru Crosstrek isn't just another update, it's a statement. It shows where Subaru is heading and why this segment keeps growing. If you're someone who wants one vehicle that can handle daily life, weekend adventures, and everything in between, this might be one of the most well-rounded options out there right now. And honestly, I wouldn't be surprised if this ends up being one of Subaru's most important launches in years. Let me know what you think. Does this finally make sedans obsolete for you, or are you still holding on to the old